If you're on this video, you're watching it because you are curious to understand how the only reason is, or what, pardon me, the only reason is why you are still feeling pain from some trauma or abuse or some panic that you went through a while ago. If you don't know who I am, this is your first introductory video to me. My name is Tyler. I am your anxiety, panic, trauma, and phobia relief coach. My one and only job is to show you how to overcome these feelings in your mind and body quickly and for good. Now, what do I mean when I say quickly? I mean like that. Not that you get on a call with me and it's cured like that. But the fact of the matter is, anytime someone says it took me 10 years to heal, it took me 10 years to quit, it took me 10 years to have relief, what they're saying is it took them 10 years to get to the moment where they had relief, or where they made the change, or they had lasting healing. Because it doesn't take time. When you understand how your brain works, it makes new neurological connections. And the second that it does, the second it makes a new neurocortical pathway, it's over. And it only takes a couple minutes to actually make that happen. So I literally mean that quickly. Now, getting to this video, here's what I want you to understand. There's a lot of people who will come to me and say, Tyler, you don't understand. I was really badly abused when I was 16. There's going to be adult language here. I was raped, I was sexually assaulted, I was molested, any of those things. And if I could kill the Emmer effer who did that to you, well, I probably wouldn't, but I would like to. But that's not going to solve the pain that you're feeling. You know, it's like when anyone gets revenge on people who've hurt them in the past, right? Whether they just get angry at them or do anything else, they feel better for like 0.2 seconds, but then they're still living with the pain in their body, the emotional pain in their body. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to explain it here. What you've gone through in your past, literally and physiologically, has nothing to do with what you're feeling right now. What you went through years ago, there is no part of your brain, body, face, shoulders, arms, liver, organs, intestines, sexual organs, legs, toes. There's no part of you that is the same part of you that was abused years ago. There's just no part of you. Because every cell, every organ, every molecule eventually dies off and is regenerated. Like this version of you watching this at what is it, July 7th, 11:36 a.m. at 2025 is the exact time and date of this very recording. There's no point, or whatever the live time is that you're watching this, there's no part of the version of you now that was back then. Like every 2 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, your skin cells die off and you are reborn, so to speak, with new skin cells. Your organs are the same exact way. All of your sexual organs do the same thing. And so, if we are talking about something where it's very common where I will have a client come to me and say, I was with a therapist and I felt all right. I was there for, general anxiety and whatever. And then they put me into some kind of state and I remembered trauma from when I was 12 or 13. And now they can't get those fucking images out of their mind. They can't get the feeling of guilt and shame out of their body. And it drives me fucking crazy for a couple of reasons. One of them is because your brain does not know the difference between what you vividly imagine and what is happening right now in front of you. Because the only way that you even know what's happening right now in front of you is because of your five senses. You have, if you turned off your sight, you plugged your ears, you didn't put anything in your mouth, and you couldn't smell anything, and then for some reason, like you couldn't feel anything, you wouldn't have a clue what's going on around you. You literally, how would you know? You wouldn't be able to see anything. You wouldn't be able to see colors, shapes, sizes, distances. You wouldn't be able to hear anything. You wouldn't be able to taste, touch. You wouldn't be able to sense the world around you. So you literally wouldn't have a clue what's going on. But if we turned off all of your senses and then you imagined being abused, or worst case scenario in general, you imagine the smell of the person, you imagine all the things that we don't need to get into right now. If you imagined all those things, it would still shoot the same feelings through your entire nervous system that you felt in that moment. The exact same thing. So you have complete control over what your nervous system experiences emotionally. Now, one of my mentors always says, the past doesn't equal the future unless you live there. Now, it sounds like a very cheesy personal development, self-help thing to say, but it's actually true. He just likes to make things very understandable to the average person who's not going to look into all the science. But it's true. Your organs and everything in you, from your brain, your sexual organs, and everything in between, literally dies off and is regenerated. So let's say you were abused when you were 20 years old and you're even 25 now. If you were abused when you were 16 and you're 30 now. If you're abused 2 years ago, you're a different person. The only reason that you keep feeling this through your brain and body that cripples you is because either consciously or unconsciously, you're running the memory in your mind. And so your body is reacting like it's happening right now. If you wanted to, you could have a full-on panic attack right now as I'm talking to you. If you wanted to, you could literally orgasm right now. You could literally get yourself to the point of orgasming right now if you chose to, through the way that you use your senses. I was at a neurohypnotic repatterning course in Italy about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And what was really interesting is that they were explaining how your nervous system, even if you feel great on a pretty regular basis, you're still only feeling maybe, if we're being generous, 20% of what your nervous system is capable of. 20% of what your nervous system is capable of. And so they actually showed us how you can trigger off the exact same feelings of like bliss beyond ecstasy. They literally called the process drug of choice. It was kind of funny. They're like, if you've ever tried anything, it doesn't matter if it's an orgasm, it doesn't matter if it's just being completely head over heels in love, it doesn't matter if it's pre-workout or a literal street drug. They said any feelings that you have really, really enjoyed in your life, we're going to show you how you can experience that in your brain and body right now without doing anything, just by using your senses. And it was a friggin' experience to experience, so to speak. But the point of the matter is, you can do that. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it to that degree, but my point is, even if you're feeling the pain and panic attacks and the worry and the anxiety and all of that on a pretty regular basis, it has nothing to do with what you've been through. Not that I don't have compassion. I have so much compassion that I actually want to help you through it. I don't want you to be living in this every day. And the only way that you can be is if you are participating in the feelings. Emotions and feelings are verbs. They're not nouns. And if you're anything like me, where you're like, which one's which again? I'm going to explain because I not wonderful at all that stuff. I had to be clear. I'm like, okay, verb is this, noun is this. A verb is an action. It's something you're doing. It's a behavior. If you don't participate in what you're doing with your body, your mind, your voice, your words, right? Your face, your breathing, your muscle tension, you can't experience painful emotions. You can't do it unless you fully participate. You can't experience bliss and orgasm and love and joy and excitement unless you fully participate in that through your mind, your voice, your tone, your face, your breathing, your muscle tension, your movement. You cannot feel all of the good feelings and you cannot feel all of the bad feelings unless you fully participate in doing it. Emotions are verbs. They are not nouns. Every time I'm talking to a new client, every single time without fail, um, they always tell me, I feel like, the panic attacks just come out of nowhere. They just happen to me. My panic attacks just happen, and I'll say, well, if you have panic, just put it in a bag and put it on the table so you don't have it anymore. Give it to me. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, you said you have panic attacks. Well, I have my wallet right here, right? I have my wallet. So if you have it, give it to me. I don't want you to have it. Give it to me. It gets rid of the problem. And it kind of makes them think a little bit differently about what they're saying. We have been trained to say, I have panic attacks. I have anxiety. My anxiety. No, 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 no. You're doing it. It's a verb. Unless you fully participate in what you're doing with your mind, with your voice and your tone of voice and your words and how you're using your body, you cannot feel like shit. Somebody will come in and say to me, my depression, I've been feeling my depression for 10 years. And I'll literally be like, well, how do you know? And then I'll ask them, how do you do that? That's a pretty fucking big accomplishment. 10 years? And I'm not even being silly. That's impressive for you to be doing that pattern so long. And then I will ask them, I'm like, well, and usually they're a bit thrown off, and so they're not feeling depressed right now. So I'll tell them, can you get depressed in front of me? And I'll say, no, no, sure you can. Like, I want you to really close your eyes and think about something that depresses you the most. Not 2 out of 10, but like 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10. Like, really get there. And as they close their eyes and they start thinking about all the things, you see that they're clearly doing depression. It is not happening to them. It is not a disorder that they have. It is not brain damage. It is not trauma. Sure, you might have been through some really painful. I have too. I lost a baby when I was 18 years old. I've been cheated on. I've been in such massive debt. I didn't know if I'd ever get out of it. Like, I've had health, like pretty severe health scares in my life. Like, all the things. Like, this is life. But that's not why you're feeling this now. That's not why you're feeling this now. You are doing something in your mind and with your body that keeps creating it. And I'll give you a really short experience of feeling really calm and then really excited if you want to. Just follow along with me, okay? And then I'll explain a little bit more, but I want you to have an experience so you're not just hearing me talk and talk and fucking talk and talk and talk. First thing I want you to do, we'll do excited, okay? I'm gonna have you do this. In a second, we're just gonna sit like this in our chair, just like kind of slumped over a little bit and just completely neutral, okay? And then when I get to three, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. When I say three, I want you to jump out of your chair, or if you're driving, listen to this. I just want you in your chair to make noise and make a big smile on your face and flail your arms and all that like you're really, 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 really excited for no other reason other than to experiment with me. Because I don't tell my clients to fucking trust me or believe me. I say, like a real scientist and physician, like your psychologist calls themselves, test the theory. And if it works, it does. If it doesn't, do something else. Right? So let's do this. Go down, just neutral. Breathe shallow. 1, 2, 3. Jump up and get excited. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Now step back down. Now do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 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 yes. Sit down. If you did that, whether you jumped up and did it with me, oh, I'm starting to get better at my cardio. Usually when I do that with my clients, I'm like, thank God here. But if you either jumped up and did that with me, or you just did it in your chair, I want you to notice, what did you feel when you started like just going full out in whatever way you were doing it? I want you to sincerely notice that. Now, even if you didn't fully do it, but you watched and listened to me do it, there's a part of your neurochemistry that changed. You have mirror neurons, which means it picks up how like what's going on around you. So even me going like this, and you're looking at me visually, there's a part of you that went up. It's very, very simple. And we need to understand that lasting relief, lasting healing from all these things happens this fast. The past doesn't equal the future unless we live there. So that's one experience. Now, I have a call in a few minutes. I'm going to wrap this up with one more thing, okay? I want you to pick a spot in front of you that you can concentrate on for a second, that you can just stare at. Doesn't matter what it is or where it is, just pick one spot in front of you, one little point that you can concentrate on. And while you're concentrating on it, I want you to breathe in for 4 seconds through your mouth and 8 seconds out your nose. Ready? Go. Mouth, nose. You might notice your vision getting blurry. That just means your nervous system is calming way down. In through your mouth, out through your nose. That's it. Any tension in your body, just consciously let it go. In through your mouth, out through your nose. Slow. Now wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, blink your eyes a couple times, shake it out. I want you to notice how fast you can calm your whole body down. You are 100% in control of all of your feelings. The way that you use your brain, the way that you use your body, and the way that you use your tone of voice and language will change how you feel that fast. What you've been through in the past has nothing to do with how you're feeling now. You've just gotten into a habit of using your brain and your body in a certain way, and it keeps creating neurological pathways. Now, you don't ever actually forget about trauma. And the point is not to forget. The point is that number one, you stop thinking about it constantly. Number two, even if you do think about it or it's brought up and you remember it, you don't feel it viscerally. It doesn't affect you and stop you from living your life and functioning and performing during your day and enjoying your family. And the way we understand how that works is that imagine like plates in a cafeteria, right? You put one plate on, it goes down. You put another plate on, it goes down. You put another plate on, it goes down. It just keeps going down, 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 down. Well, the first one that you recall will always be the top one, right? That's how your brain's neurology works. So what we do is we take one neurocortical pathway and we flatten it. That way, anytime you think about that, whatever that neurocortical pathway was, that traumatic memory, it just, you kind of feel neutral about it. And then we grow new neurocortical pathways on top of it. So the next time we recall that plate, next time we think back to it, we just think of the better version. We think of we feel the new feeling. It is very, very simple to change. And it doesn't take time. Healing never takes time. I'm talking emotional. It never takes time. You've ever noticed when you go through a breakup, you're really upset, really hurting, and all that grieving for X amount of time. But one day you wake up and suddenly you're like, you just like feel relaxed again. Like you can move forward. Like you can maybe not start dating yet, maybe not, but you certainly don't feel pain anymore. It's like this alleviation of the loss, alleviation of feeling depressed, alleviation of the anxiety and the loneliness. There's just a part of you that feels, I can enjoy my day again. That's what happened. It just happened unconsciously. Some people will be in pain forever because their brain never got to the point where they did that. You just grow new neurocortical pathways on top of the old ones. That's how that works. And it's not covering up pain. This is how all new learnings work. So, if you're interested in getting my one-on-one coaching or any of the ways that I coach my clients, I'm getting very busy, but I'm happy to help you in one way, shape, or form. You can either drop the word relief under this YouTube video in the comments, or you can click the link to schedule a free 15-minute call with me in the description of these comments. Or you can go to my Instagram that's also laid out in the description at tyler.charlebois and DM me the word relief there through my direct messages, and I'll see if I can help you. All right? Hopefully this was valuable.